Hello, one and all. Welcome to Thinky Thursday Modding Workshop Extraordinaire. We haven't got the light turned on. That light's turned on. I forgot to turn this light on. Hang on. Give me a second. Stream light. There we go. Filling out the shadows on the left-hand side of my face very nicely. Can you even tell the difference? Probably not. But it's a subtle thing, but it makes me happy. So that's the main thing. Anyway, how are you all doing? Hope you're all having a lovely day wherever you are in the world. Today we are working on Lucien's Beyond Skyrim Bruma Patch, and we are doing more voice acting. So last week we voice acted sort of the first half of the dialogue that we'd written and implemented for Lucian in Bruma, and today we're going to be doing the second half. So we are, well, I say second half, it's probably not equal halves. I don't know whether there's more or less than we have done already still to do, but basically we're going to be doing more of it. We're in particular going to do his commentary on Frostcrag Spire and his stuff about the Bruma main quest line. And we're going to get through as much of that as we possibly can in an hour 15-ish. So we'll see how we get on with that. But I have been doing other stuff. Lucian related. So Starfield thing coming out. We've talked before on stream about that. There's a great new video come out, which Todd Howard is talking in, answering questions about Starfield. And I like that he refers to mods, you know, very casually, as that's something they're going to support. And they show the dialogue system, and they show that it's all voiceless. You know, the NPCs have voices, but the player doesn't. And it's all beautiful to me because it means I can go ahead and make a follower mod for it, and I can bring Lucian to Starfield, which would be very exciting to do. So that's something I'd like to do next year, but it gives me all sort of deadlines to try and, obviously I'm not going to finish, I'm not going to bring Lucian's Skyrim stuff to an end, but I would like to complete this sort of arc, the narrative arc he has through his personal quests. So I would really like to finish Lucian's third personal quest before we do anything for Starfield, which is kind of like, assuming the creation kit for Starfield comes out very soon after its release, which it probably won't, probably be a bit later, but we're looking at therefore a sort of March kind of deadline for me to finish that third personal quest, which is sensible. That seems like a reasonable amount of time. I've bashed out a lot of the plot today, actually. There were a few sticking points that have been bothering me for a long time of what I'm going to do with that quest and that story. And I solved them today. I think I've answered some of those questions that were still niggling me. So that's good. And the document detailing that is there. Just off camera. So you can't see it. So there's no spoilers. So that's fun. Anyway, good job on getting your second COVID vaccine, Nuna. That's a very good thing to have. I have had a good day. Thank you, Discworld Traveler. Thank you so much for reading Lonely Worlds, Andoran. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for leaving a review. I'm more concerned to hear you're halfway through my other book. The other book is not very good. If the other book you're reading is Mythicia Chronicles, it's one that I wrote when I was 14. It's not. Please don't judge me by the other book. You know, Lonely Worlds, you're welcome to judge me by, although there's a few elements of that I would definitely write differently now. But please don't judge me by Mythicia, because it doesn't really hold up. Consider that like for personal interest kind of thing. You know, if you're interested in what 14-year-old me wrote like, by all means read that. But you'll notice it's not by any means the same quality level. Or at least I hope you don't think it's the same quality level as Lonely Worlds, because that's quite damning of Lonely Worlds. But yeah. But I hope you're enjoying it for what it is. Anyway. But yeah, cool. Yes, so I'm still going to be so just to be clear on that front, I'm still going to support Lucian for Skyrim after Starfield comes out. We're not going to go, oh, Starfield's out, we'll just cancel the Lucian Skyrim mod, abandon it there and switch away full-time to Starfield. That's not what's going to happen. What I'd like to do is focus on Starfield for a few months after it comes out, just to sort of prioritize building up a Lucian mod for that, and then we'll see. You know, we'll make a judgment call, kind of like how the player bases are doing, whether Starfield is popular and actually good, or whether it's rubbish and not taking off. and sort of adjust priorities, but I'll always still continue to support Skyrim Lucian. I'll just might be spread a little thinner, I guess, across the two games if the other game is something that takes off. Might not be. We don't know what's going to happen. But before all of that, we have more Lucian story stuff coming, which I think you'll really enjoy. I'm really excited to make it. But right now, Bruma. That's what we're doing. Beyond Skyrim Bruma interaction patch, because that'll be the first thing you guys see released sometime in the next couple of months. So let's get into that. Oh, good work, Discworld Traveler, finishing your follower's introduction. That is great to see you managed to get that figured out. Okay, right. So we want the creation kit. I want my screen with camera. Infinite Josephs. And we're going to go over here. I've got the chat open on my laptop. Got to be very careful not to show you anything spoilery from the main Lucian mod, but by checking you and show only active forms, we're keeping it to the Bruma stuff. Okay, so Frostcrag Spire. We don't have much dialogue about this. We've just got a few idols. But, oh, what? Has the stream died? Cthulin's got a freeze. Has everyone else got a dead stream? Or am I misunderstanding? No? No, I think that must be on Cthulin's end. That's reassuring to me. Bad luck for Cthulin. But yeah, right. We're gonna get on with the voice acting. So I need to warm myself up into Lucian mode. You guys have seen this all before, of how we do this, but I'm just going to go through some Lucian dialogue, get myself into the right sort of tone of voice, and this week I'm hoping to be able to project a little bit more. Last week I think some of the dialogue was a little bit reserved, and we'll see when it comes to the implementation whether any of that stands out. But we need to get all the resonant cavities open to make it all nice and convincing and not sound like I'm just speaking into a microphone, which I am. Right, okay, so hello there, my name is Lucien Flavius. No, we're suddenly not managing it. Hang on. Hello there, my name is Lucien Flavius. I'm a scientist, philosopher, amateur wizard, and something musician, though I suppose that's more of a hobby, really. I'm here in Skyrim on an expedition, academic mainly. I find the province simply fascinating. My word, goodness me, I say. Well, golly. Well, this is rather exciting. I don't suppose we could talk about this? Radical suggestion. Have you considered not trying to murder me? My voice is sort of in the front. It's kind of balanced between the front, the resonant areas of the front, and a little bit in the back of the throat as it goes higher. But it's definitely much more pronounced. We're trying to make it all Lucian-y, and it's good. See you, ninja. Right, okay. Here we go. We're gonna jump into some dialogue recording. Now I have Cubase, my editing software, open, which Tiny Lucian's just walking along the top of. Here we are. Audio quality's looking okay. We don't appear to have big buzzing or anything. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's try doing some recording and see if we're happy. Hello there. My word! Frostcrag Spire! It's even more majestic than I dared to imagine. Oh, please, let's go inside. My word! Frostcrag Spire! My word! Frostcrag Spire! It's even more majestic than I dared to imagine. Oh, please, let's go inside. Okay, that's looking all right. I'm just going to take my jumper off because I'm warm. We have the warms. Give me a sec. Right. Excuse the slightly crumply shirt. We'll go from there. Hello, 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 I say. Oh, wow. Just feast your eyes on this place. This is incredibly exciting. Oh, wow. Just feast your eyes on this place. This is incredibly exciting. An unbound scamp on the loose in the Geralds? That sounds spectacularly dangerous. Those things are vicious. Bit too excited there about the unbound scamp on the loose. Let's try again. An unbound scamp on the loose in the Geralds? That sounds spectacularly dangerous. Those things are vicious. My voice went quite low there. Hello there, an unbound scamp on the loose in the Geralds? That sounds spectacularly dangerous. Those things are vicious. Sounds like a job for Lucien Flavius. Okay, let's try that again. I'll take a sip of water. An unbound scamp. Nope. An unbound scamp on the loose in the Geralds? That sounds spectacularly dangerous. Those things are vicious. An unbound scamp on the loose in the Geralds? That sounds spectacularly dangerous. Those things are vicious. I reckon the last one was probably good. Thank goodness we found the scamp before it could do any more damage. I only wish we'd caught up with it sooner. That poor hunter. Thank goodness we found the scamp before it could do any more damage. No. Hello there! My name is Lucien Flavius, and I'm normally enthusiastic like this, but I'm trying to make my voice sound more like I'm sad about the scamp having killed people. So let's just give it a bit of weight, but still keep it Lucian, okay? Thank goodness we found the scamp before it could do any more damage. I only wish we'd caught up with it sooner. That poor hunter. Thank goodness we found the scamp before it could do any more damage. I only wish we'd caught up with it sooner. That poor hunter. Still not quite happy. Thank goodness we found the scamp before it could do any... Thank goodness we found the scamp before it could do any more damage. I only wish we could... Thank goodness we found the scamp before it could do any more damage. I only wish we could have caught... Why can't I say the line? I wrote it! I wrote the line. They're my words. I only wish we caught up with it sooner. You know, that's not right. I only wish we could have caught up with it sooner. I only wish we had caught up with it sooner. I only wish we caught up with it sooner. That doesn't feel right. I only wish we could have caught up with it sooner. Let's turn we into we had. Yeah. Thank goodness we... No. Hello there. Thank goodness we found the scamp before... No. Thank goodness we found the scamp before it could do any more damage. I only wish we'd caught up with it sooner. That poor hunter. Yeah. I might do one more just for luck, but I think that take was probably good. Thank goodness we found the scamp before it could do any more damage. I only wish we'd caught up with it sooner. That poor hunter. One of those is good. One of those, we might cobble them together. That's good, that's good. Okay, right. Onwards. Thank you, people. Thank you so much for the bits, Miss Canonic. They say this tower once... Do they? That's what they say. That's what they say. They say this tower one... It's a funny thing for them to say, but there you go. Okay, let's try that one more time. Take it from the top. Okay. They say this tower once belonged to the champion of Cyrodiil. Looks like it's let itself go a bit since then. They say this tower once belonged to the champion of Cyrodiil. Looks like it's let itself go a bit since then. Okay. They say this tower once belonged to the champion of Cyrodiil. Looks like it's let itself go a bit since then. Oh, I've made a tongue twister for the next one. A symphony of asymmetry which wins all the points for pointiness. Okay. I love this place's architecture. A symphony of asymmetry which wins all the points for pointiness. Oh, made a weird mouth sound. Weird sort of mouth squelch. Not what you want on camera. Kind of thing. Let's have some water. I love this place's architecture. A symphony of asymmetry which wins all the points for pointiness. I love this place's architecture. A symphony of asymmetry which wins all the points for pointiness. One of those is good. One of those is good. Okay, that's Frostcrag Spire done. On to the Bruma main quest. I don't know why I said that as the Smash Bros. Announcer, but so I did. Lucien Flavius. Come on, I want the creation kit. Why are you being difficult? Okay, here we are. Right, so if we do this in order of sort of left to right, that's usually the best way to organise it all. So we'll start kind of bizarrely with the later one, but there we go. Thank you so much for the bits, Cthulhu. What happened to Adius? It was all our fault, wasn't it? What happened to Adius? It was all our fault, wasn't it? One more. What happened to Adius? It was all our fault, wasn't it? Good evening, Ring Traeger. So we weren't to know. This is the first option. Weren't we? When we let those Talish worshippers, they worship Talish, you know, when we let those Talish worshippers carry on, we know what we are doing. It's pretty obvious. Okay, try that one more time. Talos worshippers. Weren't we? When we let those Talish... Why did I do it again? Talish. When we let those Talos worshippers carry on. Weren't we? When we let those Talos worshippers carry on. Can't do it. I keep wanting to say Talish. Weren't we? When we let those Talos worshippers carry on. We knew what we were doing. Okay. Weren't we? When we let those Talos worshippers carry on. We knew what we were doing. It was pretty obvious there'd be consequences. And here they are. Weren't we? When we let those Talos worshippers carry on, we knew what we were doing. It was pretty obvious there'd be consequences. And here they are. One more time. Weren't we? When we let those Talos worshippers carry on, we knew what we were doing. It was pretty obvious there'd be consequences, and here they are. Not quite, it's the here they are. And here they are. And here they are. Here they are. Here they are. Weren't we? When we let those Talos worshippers carry on, we knew what we were doing. It was pretty obvious there'd be consequences, and here they are. It was tricky to know what the right thing to do was, but I think this time we got it wrong. It was tricky to know what the right thing to do was, but I think this time we got it wrong. It was tricky to know what the right thing to do was, but I think this time we got it wrong. I suppose all we can do now is carry on and keep trying our best to get it right. I suppose all we can do now is carry on and keep trying our best to get it right. I suppose all we can do now is carry on and keep trying our best to get it right. Don't like that take. That last one was rubbish, but the ones before are okay. Let's do one more. I suppose all we can do now is carry on and keep trying our best to get it right. I suppose all we can do now is carry on and keep trying our best to get it right. Okay, I'm pretty sure one of those will have a good take in it. What do you guys think? Was any of those alright? That is true. We did the right thing. It's the Thalmor who are in the wrong. That is true. We did the right thing. It's the Thalmor who are in the wrong. That is true. We did the right thing. It's the Thalmor who are in the wrong. I know on paper it's a whole political mess, and there are all those reasons things have ended up how they have. I know on paper it's a whole political mess, and there are all those reasons things have ended up how they have. But being here, now, seeing something like this happen to a genuinely good person? It's not right. I know, on paper, it's a whole political mess, and there are all those reasons things have ended up how they have. But being here, now, seeing something like this happen to a genuinely good person? It's not right. But being here, now, seeing something like this happen to a genuinely good person? It's not right. Hello there, Mystic Malevolence. Welcome to the stream. Okay, and we've got this one as well. Adius deserved it. What? How can you... No, I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Maybe you just need time to process it. I hope that's all it is. What? What? How can you... No, I'm not even going to dignify that with... Oh, I said gonna. We don't do gonna. Lucian doesn't say gonna. I'm not even going to dignify... Okay. What? How can you... No, I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Maybe you just need time to process it. I hope that's all it is. I am not even. I cannot even. I literally, like, cannot even. Right now. OMG. Don't make me snap in a Z formation. Okay. What? How can you... No, I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Maybe you just need time to process it. I hope that's all it is. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. That'll do. That will do. What about if we go over to MISC now? Because these are all shared. Talk to the hand because the face ain't listening. Right. Here we go. Gosh, this is the border with Cyrodiil. This is the border. Okay. Gosh, this is the border with Cyrodiil. Why don't we pop over for a bit? I could show you around. Gosh, this is the border with Cyrodiil. Why don't we pop over for a bit? I could show you around. Wait, they won't let us in? But I'm with you. Don't they know who I am? I am Lucien Flavius. May I please come in? No? Blank looks all round, I see. Charming. I quite enjoyed the voice cracks in that one. Let's try it again, though. Wait, they won't let us in? But I'm with you. Don't they know who I am? I am Lucien Flavius. May I please come in? No? Blank looks all round, I see. Charming. Excellent negotiation, very well done. I'm sure I could have talked them round eventually, of course, but I'm glad you've saved us some time. On we go! Let's do one more. Excellent negotiation, very well done. I'm sure I could have talked them around eventually, of course, but I'm glad you've saved us some time. On we go! It's so lovely of this Ran chap to show us a special route into Cyrodiil. Isn't it nice to know you can always depend on the kindness of strangers? My father will hear about this. I could have had him say that. It's so lovely of this Ran chap to show us a special route into... It's so lovely of this Ran chap to show us a special route into Cyrodiil. Isn't it nice to know you can always depend on the kindness of strangers? It's so lovely of this Ran chap to show us a special route into Cyrodiil. Isn't it nice to know you can always depend on the kindness of strangers? Okay, those will probably do. Right. Now, absolute shock here. That was not necessary. At all. Those poor soldiers. They could have had families. I think I'm going to need some time to deal with this. I like that take. We'll do one more just in case. That was not necessary. At all. Those poor soldiers. They could have had families. I think I'm going to need some time to deal with this. Ah, Cyrodiil. Skyrim is wonderful, but I must admit, I have missed you. Ah, another classic investigation for Detective Lucian and pals. Worry not, good people of Bruma. My team shall unmask this foul thief and solve the case. Another classic investigation for Detective Lucian and pals. Worry not, good people of Bruma. My team shall unmask this foul thief and solve the case. Well, we have a suspect, but not a location. Perhaps Adius can help us out a bit? Well, we have a suspect, but not a location. Perhaps Adius can help us out a bit? Ah, bandits. Of course they're involved. Let's go and say hello. Does pals not work? I sort of thought it worked because we can include Adius in the group. But does it not? Do I have to do an alternative variant? Thing is, I can't know whether you have anyone else recruited. I can't say there's no way to detect does the player have a other follower. Not reliably. Because there's all the follower frameworks that all do it differently. So it's tricky. But I think we can make Adius count. I think that's fine. I think if people question it, I can always just fall back on that. Anyway, right. Ah, bandits. Of course they're involved. Let's go and say hello. I actually feel quite bad for this Atienne chap. I wonder who the old fool is in that note. If we can find their house, we can find these caverns. I just hope we're not too late. I actually feel quite bad for this Atienne chap. I wonder who the old fool is in that note. If we can find their house, we can find these caverns. I just hope we're not too late. Yeah, that'll do. Ah, audio dropout detected. Hang on, I'm standing on my cable. We have a location! We have a location! No. Hello there. We have a location! We have a location! Let's hurry to Botram's house, double quick! We have a location! We have a location! Let's hurry to Botram's house, double quick! Oh, why are we getting audio dropout? What's going on? You were doing so well. Come on, you can do it. You can record. Poor Etienne. Thank goodness he's still alive. Seems quite miffed about it all, though. Poor Etienne. Thank goodness he's still alive. Seems quite miffed about it all, though. Artifacts recovered. Another successful mission for Team Lucian. Pats on the back all round. Artifacts recovered. Another successful mission for Team Lucian. Pats on the back all round. Gosh, this is a bit of a sticky situation. I'm not actually sure what the right call is here. Thank you so much for the sub. Retry once more. Gosh, this is a bit of a sticky situation. I'm not... Oh, did you hear my shoulder click there? Gosh, this is a bit of a sticky situation. I'm not actually sure what the right call is here. Have you noticed, by the way, here in this line, when you choose to let the Talos worshippers carry on worshipping... Oh no, hang on. Which one? Does he change his mind? Yes, here. This thing encouraging the Talos worshippers to continue worshipping, but quietly. And how he does a complete backpedal on that later on, when he realises they made the wrong choice. But at this point, he definitely believes it's the right choice. Shows what an ethical dilemma it is. I think that was the best choice we could have made. I feel bad for the Talos worshippers. No one should have to hide who they are. But at least now they'll be safe. I think that was the best choice we could have made. I feel bad for the Talos worshippers. No one should have to hide who they are. But at least now they'll be safe. My word, that was heavy. I feel awful. Those poor people not being allowed to follow their beliefs. Still, at least they'll be safe now, I suppose. My word, that was heavy. I feel awful. I feel awful. I feel terrible. I'm an awful person. Okay. My word, that was heavy. My word, that was heavy. I feel awful. My word, that was heavy. I feel awful. Those poor people not being allowed to follow their beliefs. Still, at least they'll be safe now, I suppose. Okay. Am I the only one who feels an awful sense of foreboding? I mean, I understand why we're letting them carry on as they are, but I'm not looking forward to whatever happens next. Not there yet, hang on. Am I the only one who feels an awful sense of foreboding? I mean, I understand why we're letting them carry on as they are, but I'm not looking forward to whatever happens next. Okay, and we've got total shock again here. I can't believe you just did that. And that I helped. I mean, yes, it solves the problem, but the cost. Those poor people. I can't believe you just did that. And that I helped. I mean, yes, it solves the problem, but the cost? Those poor people. Let's do one more. I can't believe you just did that. And that I helped. I mean, yes, it solves the problem, but the cost? Those poor people. One of those is good. And then conversely, sounds like this Tharina needs sorting out. How about we cut her down to size? Get it? I'm going to say that to her. It'll be great. Sounds like this Tharina needs sorting out. Sounds like this Tharina needs sorting out. How about we cut her down to size? Get it? I'm going to say that to her. It'll be great. Sounds like this Tharina needs sorting out. How about we cut her down to size? Get it? I'm going to say that to her. It'll be great. Well, this must be Fort Cutpurse. Whoever named it that was asking for trouble. Well, this must be Fort Cutpurse. Whoever named it that was asking for trouble. I think that enemy got the point. Okay. Mission accomplished. Cutters vanquished. Splendid work all. Let's go tell Adius. He'll be thrilled. Mission accomplished. Splendid work all. Let's go tell Adius. He'll be thrilled. What? I can't believe it. It all happened so fast. Poor Adius. What? I can't believe it. It all happened so fast. Poor Adius. Well, that was all rather marvellous. One more time. Well, that was all rather marvellous. Lovely how they gave us all that gold. And we're friends of Bruma now. Isn't that nice? Well, that was all rather blah 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 blah. Well, that was all rather marvellous. Lovely how they gave us all that gold. And we're friends of Bruma now. Isn't that nice? Hello there. Just making it a bit higher pitched. All Lucian tone. Okay. Well, that was all rather marvellous. Lovely how they gave us all that gold. And we're friends of Bruma now. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Well, that was all rather marvellous. Lovely how they gave us all that gold. And we're friends of Bruma now. Isn't that nice? Excuse me. Right. Apparently I'm hungry. Let's try. Okay. Well, that was all rather marvellous. Lovely how they gave us all that gold. And we're friends of Bruma now. Isn't that nice? And we'll go for this one. Oh, gods, this is all just a terrible misunderstanding. Could we all just stop and talk about this? Please? Oh, gods, this is all just a terrible misunderstanding. Could we all just stop and talk about this? Please? Oh, gods, this is all just a terrible misunderstanding. Could we all just stop and talk about this? Please? And the final line. Tharina, we're going to cut you down to size. No, it worked better when it was cutter. Can I start again? Farina! No, the moment's past now. Farina! We're going to cut you down to size. No, it worked better when it was cut her. Can I start again? Farina! No, the moment's past now. Let's do one more. Farina! We're going to cut you down to size. No, it worked better when it was cut her. Can I start again? Farina! No, the moment's past now. Okay, I like the last take. Cool! We're done! We did all the dialogue! That's very exciting. At least I'm pretty sure we did it all. I hope it was still recording and didn't drop out. That would have been a shame. I think we've done it all. Let's just check. Yes, yay indeed. Yays all round. Shout out from Mystic Malevolence to Joseph for getting the Bruma dialogue recorded. Yes, shout out to me. I am marvelous. What can I say? Me. So, I need to export all of this. It's not very interesting streaming content. I know when I export it, but it needs doing, so that's what we're going to do now. But while we're doing it, we can have discussion. Thank you for the bits, Ms. Gatonic. So, for Starfield, I was thinking of having Lucian be, by that point, Dr. Lucien Flavius, PhD. Now, what do you think? Is that a bit on the nose, considering I'll hopefully have my PhD by then? Or at least have done my final assessment? It might be a bit on the nose, but I feel like that's the first thing he'd do on arriving in a new universe, is go to, like, a university and get qualifications. Like, I feel like if he were in our universe, he'd definitely have a PhD. And he'd do one, like, stupidly quickly. Like, he'd get it done in a year. Oh, you requested a song earlier, did you? Sorry, I missed it. Detective Lucian in the style of Frank Sinatra. Hang on. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian, he's on the case. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian got a handsome face. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian's gonna solve the crime. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian's gonna make the song rhyme. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian, he's on the case. Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian's got a handsome face. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian's gonna solve the crime. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian. Oh, Detective Lucian's gonna make this song rhyme. There you go. Anyway, yes, positive response to Dr. Lucien Flavius, PhD. Is he a doctor in interventional research? Well, okay, so this is a sort of workshop thing, fielding ideas. I'm thinking, because Starfield looks quite grounded. The kind of sci-fi that they're going for doesn't seem like science fantasy as such. It seems more in the vein of sort of harder science fiction. Like it's science focused. So I feel like instantly jumping in and talking about other worlds and other dimensions is going to be a little bit sort of immersion breaking, potentially might not fit with the tone of the universe. So I was thinking the thing to do with Lucian would be to not directly acknowledge that, at least at first. So he can be from far away. You know, if you ask where he's from, he can be like, oh, you won't have heard of it. It's a long way from here. You know, and be cagey about it. Rather than just saying, oh, I'm from Nern. You know, because that might be a bit jarring. And And then allow that to be something you can kind of discover about him over time if you want to. You know, have him open up about his past a little bit. But not if you don't want that in your game. So it's kind of up to you to choose that if you want to have those discussions. I mean, I'm not going to talk about, you know, he'll have a mission. He's got a reason for being there. That's something I've been figuring out as part of his overall kind of arc. He's not just there to see the sights. But he will have picked up his PhD. Go on then, we'll do that. So he can be and that can be the name of the mod. It can be Dr. Lucien Flavius. Rather than just being Lucian, it could be Dr. Lucien Flavius. Follow a mod. Starfield, kind of. And I also want it to be friendly to new players. So I don't want people to have to have played the Skyrim mod in order to understand anything about it. I want you to be able to just download it for the first time on Starfield and have a full experience. You know, I don't want people to feel like they've missed something if they pick up Lucian for the first time on Starfield. So I'm going to make it, if I do it, you know, if it all works out, I'm going to make it so that I'll probably, in the mod description, everything, I probably won't even mention Skyrim until, like, the FAQs further down. Like, is this the same Lucian character from Skyrim? And you'll be like, oh, you'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think it needs to be new person friendly while continuing his story. It'll be a different feeling Lucian to how he was before, because obviously he's older and wiser. He's been through all his experience with the Dragonborn. He's learned. He's no longer as completely green as he was when you picked him up in Falkreath. He's more yeah, not us though. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I won't be much of a mystery when the answer's just on Twitch. No, it will be the same Lucian. But yeah, further down the line. So it'll be interesting to play with that a little bit more. You know, to have his character take a slightly different role. He'll still be, you know, oh golly, but a bit less. Oh, can we discuss this? Ah! Kind of, bit more with it. And he could give things away while he's asleep. Like he could be dreaming. Like, no, Alduin! Oh, what? Sorry? Oh, I mean, nothing. It's fine. Everything's fine. Anyway, right, let's get this dialogue sort of exported, or at least start the process. Anyway, someone wanted help as well. What was the question? Someone said, Discworld Traveler said they have a mod issue they wanted some help with. Could I please give them some advice? By all means, fire away with your question, and I will see if I can answer it. What are you doing? Why are you opening the start menu? Because I put my mouse over it? Yeah, no, I was talking about my old friend, Alduin. Yeah, him. What a chap. Bit fiery. Bit of a dragon, but you know, no, but yeah, just him, just good old Al. We always say to him, "How y'all doing?" And my follower seems to leave my service if she kills an enemy. Okay, so it's probably not killing an enemy. It's probably entering and leaving combat that's doing that. And that's a very common problem people have when following my tutorials, when they forget to fill in the properties in the quest alias script. So if you have a look at the alias script, the script that we attach to the alias in the tutorial, to the follower quest, and you go to those properties and actually fill them in properly. If you forgot to do that, you'll find your follower leaves after every battle. Well, it's interesting, Discworld Traveler, because a lot of people say to me in comments when they have problems, they say, I followed every step in the video exactly, and yet I'm having this problem. And I find it quite difficult to respond, because usually the answer is, well, obviously you didn't follow every step in the video exactly, because you wouldn't be having the problem. But because people do make mistakes, it's a long, complicated process. It's like a 40-minute video, you know, it's lengthy setting up a custom follower framework. But yeah, it can be tricky to field that one. There's a little bit... Can you see this little spike here? That's a little breath, which we don't really want. There's like a healthy amount of breath you want before a sentence starts, and that's a bit much. But if we start it at this exact point there, that sounds pretty good to me. Oh, absolutely, Mystic Malevolence. Once you've actually had a go at making it, it becomes really difficult to spot any mistakes, because it's very difficult to spot mistakes generally. When you know what you're expecting to see, it's easy to gloss over what you're actually seeing. Oh, I lost the recording. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, let's export that. This is our first line. Lucien Bruma 1. Annoyingly, there's a little bit of background hum in some of these lines, but I don't think it'll be noticeable in game. It's a very long job, this. But that's fine. I'll probably finish most of it off stream. So this is me deciding Leovic or Leovic. Here's me struggling to say Leovic like 100 times. When the When the Emperor Leovic legalized Daedra worship. See you, Marine Verdancy. Lovely to have you. Have a good one. Do da 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 do da 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 do da 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 do do. I mean, one thing I was toying with, and I'd be interested what you guys think about it on the Starfield kind of discussion, is so Velia, when in Skyrim, has an option for you to tell her that you are the same character from Oblivion, which obviously is very difficult to happen. Your character has to be very old for that to happen. But you have the option to say, oh, it's me, I'm the same person, and you can kind of pick up where you left off. Now, I am wondering whether that's something that would be desirable for Starfield. But if so, I don't know how to handle it. Because, like, to give you that option, it's impossible for you to be the same character within the lore allowed by the games. But, like, can I make it? Can I just ignore that and give you an option? Maybe it would be like an optional plugin, like an optional setting to enable. Because I think by default, you shouldn't get that. Because again, I think that has danger of being immersion breaking to present that to you. But if we were to do something like that, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's something that might be desirable. I mean, if I were to do a little poll just now, just to gauge interest, I appreciate there aren't many people watching the stream, but just out of interest, should there be an option for Starfield Lucian to remember you? I'm going to put you with a U because I've run out of characters. It would have to be very well hidden within a dialogue thread. I mean, in your personal playthroughs, if you were confronted with that, would you click it? You know, would you choose that option, or would you want to start fresh? It does quite complicate the writing if I were to do a whole thing like that as an option. But basically, I know how he's going to be there, and that's not something that is open to you also being there with him. You'd have had to have come a different way with him. You couldn't have come with him. Well, yeah, I think functionally that's kind of what it would do, Cthulhu, to skip the introductions and just give you a boost in approval. When you say you, Discworld Traveller, are you talking about the player or me voicing Lucian? Who are you thinking of half remembering? Silly Molag Bal, that's that line there. Yeah, it's interesting. So more people in favour of an option for Lucian to remember than not in favour. But yeah, that shouldn't be a thing that's instantly thrown at you straight away. Because again, I don't want to put off existing players, and not existing players, new players. You know, if you recruit Lucian and the first thing you see is I remember you from our adventures before, people will instantly be like, oh, I missed stuff. You know, and I don't want that to be the case. I want people to want it to be open to new people. I don't want them to feel like stuff has been missed out. So maybe it would have to be something to reveal later on, when you get to know him a bit better. You can say, Lucian, I'm actually the same person from before. And he could be like, how? And the answer could be like, it doesn't matter how, or something. Like, it's too complicated to explain. And he could just accept that. Oh, this is a better take. Yeah, an MCM with an option to disable or enable it is a good idea. But that wouldn't be console friendly, that's a good point. It might be better as an optional extra plugin. Will NCM be a thing for Starfield? I'm sure eventually. But not instantly. I won't want to have to wait for an MCM to come out before I release Lucian. It'll be interesting working in the very early days of modding a game. Before all the plugins and SKSEs and such exist. Yeah, I think that might work, Nuna. A hidden dialogue option that's activatable with a patch that people could install if they want to unlock the option. I think that's probably the way to do it. And then it's not forced on anyone who didn't play Skyrim before. Now, I understand exactly what you mean. Because I'm sure the ESL flag plugins will be a thing in Starfield if it's built, you know, progressively from Skyrim. I know it's a new engine, but, like, I'm sure they'll probably have that again. So, yeah, that's probably a good way to do it. Well, yeah, Lucian would be coming from another universe. I wouldn't be saying I wouldn't be trying to establish Nirn as a planet in the world of Starfield, because it doesn't work like that. He'd be coming from another plane. Could describe it as an outer realm within the context of the Elder Scrolls. But I mean, he can nebulously refer to home quite a lot. You know, like with guns. These guns are very stressful. We didn't have these back home. You know, he could have stuff like, you know, things like that. Anyway, it won't be my role to canonically state how it relates to Skyrim. I'd say keep it all vague. Lucian is my purview. Yeah, I'd have to see how I deal with magic necessarily, Nuna. I mean, yes, I think we should definitely say magic just doesn't work in the Starfield universe, rather than Lucian still being able to use magic but choosing not to. I think it's much better to say it just doesn't work. I wonder if it'll have space horses. Clive? Clive? Maybe Clive could become a ship. Ah, hang on. Ah, I have to re-record this line. This line about the Jarl's Palaces because I messed it up. I tapped the keyboard or the desk or something. I hit something while I was doing it. So there's a distinct tap. Let's try it. Hello! This place is magnificent! Knocks the proverbial spots off any of the Jarl's palaces back in Skyrim, don't you think? There you go. Does your Lucian mod have an option to maintain setting across multiple save games when starting a new game? I don't quite know what you mean, maintain setting. If you mean like options in the MCM, no, that doesn't have any. You'd have to reset that every time you start a new save game. Press space H to space horse. But yeah, it could have a rover called Clive. Right, folks, we're going to have to call it a day there, I think, on the stream, because I have other stuff I need to do. I have a friend I need to call. I have things I need to get on with. But as ever, thank you very much for watching. Oh, I'm hiding behind the pop filter there. That's probably how I've been most of the stream. But this has been good fun. Got some good stuff done. I'm glad we finished it. We are going to end by raiding Gamer Poets, who's doing a stream right now of Skyrim stuff. Gamer Poets is a lovely person. So we're going to go raid them. Do thoroughly recommend them for wholesome content. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. I think I will be here on Saturday. I'll be here on Saturday. We're going to do more Skyrim VR. We're going to do more Dave VR playthrough. So that'll be good fun. So tune in on Saturday for that. I will be here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be here. So that'll be really fun. So tune in then, and I'll be back on, and obviously Saturday, and we'll have Monday for more like Mario Kart stuff, and then next Thursday for another modding workshop, and so on and so forth forever. Anyway, yes, look after yourselves, be marvelous to one another. I will see you all again soon. Gonna start the raid. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.